A deputy constable fired after a video of his encounter with two men goes viral. The man who recorded this reached out to RTV6 for help. He says he wants answers and for the department to be held accountable. Working for you, RTV6's Megan Santorum has more of the video and found out what your rights are if you're in a similar situation.
You don't have the right to run this.
I got my rights to do anything I want to do. I'm a police officer.
A cell phone video shows tense moments between a Lawrence Township deputy constable and two men in a car.
Get your driver's license out.
You can't state
Show
this
me a driver's license. That's all.
The video was recorded Tuesday outside of the Nordstrom Rack on 82nd Street. The men in the car say they were racially profiled.
He watched the clerk bag everything for us, and he watched us push two cars out. So he wasn't suspicious. He just wanted to act.
Either get the license out or I'll hit for a backup.
The men asked what they did wrong, but didn't really get an answer. So they kept recording the whole 17-minute ordeal.
If you want to prove something, or if you want anything that I have no control over, as far as me having a conflict with somebody that has authority, I'm definitely, and that's somebody being a police officer, I'm definitely going to record it.
A few minutes later, an IMPD officer responded as backup and told the men they were free to go. Lawrence Township Constable Terry Burns would not identify the deputy in this video, but he tells us he has been fired for his actions. The men involved say that's not enough.
No constable called me. Nobody from Lawrence called me, apologized.
Working for you, Megan Santorum, RTV6.
Now, we showed this video to a retired Indiana State Police trooper. James White says you are not required to show your ID if the deputy has no reasonable suspicion or probable cause. He says in this case, there was none. He also says the constable should have provided his badge number and name. White tells us this appears to be an instance of profiling.
Shut up. Why don't you shut up? I'm not talking to you.
Tonight at 6, you're hearing from the passenger who recorded an off-duty constable now fired from his job. That constable confronted two Nordstrom Rack customers, calling them suspicious, but they claim that confrontation happened for no reason.
Tonight at 6 o'clock, our own Steve Jefferson is at Nordstrom on East 82nd Street with even more surprising video in this case. Steve?
The passenger and the driver posted that video saying they wanted people to know what happened to them here outside Nordstrom Rack. But there's other video they want you to see too.
I got my rights to do anything I want to do. I'm a police officer.
This heated exchange between off-duty Lawrence Township Constable Daryl Jones and two Nordstrom Rack customers cost Jones his badge. It happened as passenger Aaron Joseph and his cousin left the 82nd Street store.
I'm stopping you because you're suspicious.
Why are we suspicious?
Well, what'd you come back around for?
The constable, according to the customers, never explained the so-called suspicious behavior and threatened to take them to jail.
Get your driver's license out.
Read your badge.
I'm
I'm asking you. There was nothing suspicious about what we did. Nothing to cause any odds to even really be on us.
Aaron also recorded with his cell phone while inside the store. As they paid for their items, video shows Constable Jones standing guard.
He followed us out of the store, and the video speaks for itself from that point.
Eventually, a Metro officer responded as backup, and after hearing both sides,
As far as I'm concerned, you guys are good to go. Yes, sir. All right. Appreciate it. It is what it is. I mean, we all know what it is. It's profiling from the beginning.
Aaron Joseph and the driver are talking to an attorney about what happened to them here outside Nordstrom Rack. On the Crime Beat, I'm Steve Jefferson.
Steve, thank you.
Now, many states have stop and identify laws requiring people to identify themselves when police have reasonable suspicion.
In fact, 24 states have this law, and Indiana is one of them. But how do you determine if they have reasonable suspicion? Well, you can politely ask the officers if they're detaining you or if you're free to go. If they allow you to go, you do not have to identify yourself.
Now, if you are detained, you'll be required by law to identify yourself or risk arrest. But here's the thing, police are not required to inform you that you can leave. You must ask.